good morning. It's going to be an interesting walk, this one. It's incredibly windy. Gusts up to 40 miles an hour predicted. So in the background you'll see the Pentney Abbey, and just walking past that going to the Narborough Way, where I finished it at the 6 mile point the other day, and I'm going to continue from there through to the mill at Narborough, and through Narborough, and then back along the river again. So we'll see how it goes. Whether the hat will stay on or not, I do not know. I'll see you later. At this point of the walk, where the river bends round to the left, the track has a fork in it. I'm going round to the left hand side, but on the right hand side just here there is a path that takes you to Shoulden Warren. So that's where we're going, Narborough Way, Narborough 3.5 miles, and then you've got the Pentney circular walk, which is 10 miles. I've done that before, but not today. Hope we haven't stopped heavy. There's definitely picking up, but it's looking good out there. Swan's enjoying the River Nar. The River Nar actually starts from King's Lynn, and this particular walk starts from the Marriott warehouse at King's Lynn and meander away through fields and woods. And it was actually a navigable waterway, and it used to bring goods from the port of King's Lynn through to the bone mill, which would eventually be going to, and it was horse-drawn boats, obviously not very big, but it was a pretty heavy traffic way. At this particular point there is a footpath that takes you through to what is called Narborough Fen. I haven't been there yet. So here's an interesting gate that we're going through. Obviously with CV19 involved, you don't touch anything. A typical farm scene, the bales of hay ready for the animals to feed through the winter. Swan having a wash. Beautiful. Hello, family of swans, all in a straight line. Still got my hat on, which is quite amazing. It's getting windy. Well, I'm not quite sure where we are now, but yeah, I guess this where is where we were. It controls the level of the water back through to Narborough and beyond, because there are quite a lot of fishing lakes there, and they like to keep the level up because of the trout farms that are there as well. Just look at the colour of that field, getting ready to be ripened. Woo! It's windy. This part of the river is much quieter than the other parts and sheltered by the trees. This part here has kingfishers, because the branches from the trees hang over the water. This is a particularly beautiful spot here. The water is quite calm, as you can see. A lot of wildlife. Water is very clear. This would be a classic case of where the kingfishers would perch and watch the fish go by. So this is the Narborough remains of the bone meal factory. There's been a mill on this site going back to 1500, but became dominant in the sort of late 18th century. And as I said to you before, boats would come up the River Nar from King's Lynn, and as time went on, they were bringing bones from Germany, that's human bones, and they grind them up in this mill and then spread them on the earth. The wheel and surrounding areas were funded by lottery in 2015, and the wheel was restored, although obviously it doesn't work anymore. The water was diverted from the main river underneath the wheel, and then obviously all the machinery inside the factory was connected to that. I might actually put a link on here to give you information about it, but it is an interesting site. Just had a heavy downpour of rain, hat is still on. It's now peaceful, the sun has come out. The water here is so clear. This is so idyllic. And there's nobody about. Just how I love it. Look at those beautiful colours. The River Nar splits here in two places, and on the left hand side it goes into an old mill complex which was built something like in the late 19th century. There's a complex of different private firms operating in there now. Still a beautiful spot there. So shortly we'll be going into Narborough village, and that will take us to the end of this second part of the walk, and then we'll be crossing over the river to come back on the other side. Well, it's just amazing what you find when you're out for a walk on the River Nar. I wonder what that's looking for. It's bound to find something there. So now coming into Narborough, as you can see, it's a lovely sign depicting the mill that we saw earlier. Interesting enough, it says over there village centre, but I think some scoundrel has moved the sign, because that's the road we've just come up from the river, and that is not the village. The village continues to the right hand side, and I'll pick some features out in just. So there's the Nar Valley Way sign, and then it does actually go into two phases. There's the footpath that will take you on to another section, which I will be doing another day, but this might be of interest to you because here is a trout waterfall. I've been walking along that river another time, and there are trout farms there which you can fish there if you're that way inclined. This is the other side of the bridge which goes into that stream where I showed you the split. A little sign there. Well done, NHS. It's quite interesting what you find on walls when you are out for a wander. Not quite sure exactly who Stick is, but he's got no ball. So part of the River Nar goes underneath the road, but through this mill. Not exactly sure the age of the mill. I think it was actually built in the late 18th century. Sadly there's a road nearby and it's quite busy, but nevertheless it's a beautiful place. I'm feeling hunger coming on, so I'm going to be stopping shortly to have a coffee and a cake. Well, one has to. Well, I guess that must be the way to go. Yes, I think it is. So it's telling me it's time for coffee and cake, so I've got to follow that sign. Oh look, how sweet is that? mum and 1, 2, 3, 4 little babies. So now across the other side of the river, having gone through Narborough, and we're back, as you can see, to the bone mill on the other side. The storm has brewed, it's absolutely pouring with rain, and yes, my hat is still on, but I'm now getting wet. But never mind, it makes the days better, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm getting close to the end of this walk. It's been different, it's been windy, and still is windy, and you can see I've got my hat on, but it's been gorgeous. Yes, we did get wet, and the wall behind it is the Pentney Abbey. Let's just have a swing round. As you can see, it's absolutely glorious now, but I'll chat to you in a few minutes time, so yeah, I'll see you in a minute. I'm back on the bridge where we started, although it's not the end of my walk, because I've got to go to the Pentney Woods, and I will have a chat to you then and tell you all about the next story. The walk done then, 9 miles. It was good, interesting, wet, warm, sunny. It was quite interesting how this particular walk is different from the walk from Middleton to Pentney. I think the second walk, the one I've just done, is more interesting, more things to look at. So I'm doing another walk from Narborough to Castleacre, and I'll video this, and hope you'll enjoy that also. So yeah, make sure you watch this until the end. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again.